Have you ever wanted to bring a new idea to the table at work, but you're not quite sure how to do it? Maybe there's a bit of fear there, or perhaps you just know what others are going to say. Hey, if you have, then you know exactly how lonely it feels to be on an island all by yourself, championing innovation, new ideas, something just a little bit outside of the box. Hey, this is something we see in organizations often, where there's a champion who brings up business challenges, maybe at a meeting, in hopes that together we as a team can work together and come up with a solution, start the ideation process. But instead, you might get shut down. Hey, it's happened to me before, and I know how it feels. My friend, if it's ever happened to you, then you might have heard things like, hey, it's a really great idea, but now's just not the right time. We need to hire more staff. Or, hey, right now, sales is our priority. We need to focus on selling more. Or maybe even, well, is it really a problem? Do we need to invest time, money, and resources into it? It's only happened a few times. These are things we hear often. And so you might ask yourself, Crystal, what does this have to do with diversity, equity, and inclusion? Well, it has a lot to do with it. Because if you've been thinking of incorporating diversity, equity, and inclusion practices within your small, medium business, then you probably see a lot of similarities in the challenges I just shared with you. Hey, it's been over a year, my friend, since diversity, equity, inclusion has been a top priority for the business world. And trying to bring up this topic, well, it's an important topic. It aligns with your values and your character, and you want to drive this bus. But it's hard. It's hard to be able to make influence. And so we want to help you do that. And so maybe you get to the point where you're scheduling a meeting with your leadership team, and you have this meeting, and then there's complete silence. Nobody knows what to say. Somebody might have the courage to start asking a question, but it's an uncomfortable question, and everybody's extremely cautious. Nobody wants to offend anybody. Everybody's worried about what's the wrong thing to say might be. Hey, do you know what I'm talking about? And some people on your team might think it's not even a challenge, because for the most part, people are engaged and happy, while others are so incredibly uncomfortable with the lack of attention to the topic, right? And so there's this turmoil that happens internally. And then people start looking for other jobs. And so you go from having a highly engaged culture to perhaps a disengaged, maybe a short-staffed, maybe even a toxic culture. Does this sound like your organization? Could you see this happening in your organization in the next little while? Hey, any and all of us need to do things quickly. You do a quick Google search and on diversity inclusion, and you'll get like over 430 million views or results. That's more than Beyonce and Joe Biden. People are searching this. People know it's important, but not practicing it is what's going to be really detrimental for businesses. We're proud that we've been able to train diversity, equity, inclusion, and the connection between that and customer experience for over 6 years now. So we know a thing or two about this. We also know that young talent is consistently looking for organizations that align with their lifestyle and their values. And so organizations that don't align with their values are not going to get that top talent. And in my opinion, this next generation is going to be the one that teaches us how to be better and brighter. And so we need to be able to attract that top talent. And even for you skeptics out there, I'm sure that once you start Googling the numbers and you can see how this cannot be ignored, how diversity, equity, and inclusion is going to directly impact your bottom line, then whether you have a team of 5 people or 500 people, you're going to start to take some action. And so my friend, I'd be delighted for you to join us at our first ever LinkedIn Live event. Hey, LinkedIn has just given us permission to go live, and so we're thrilled. And to celebrate, I really wanted to share a topic that was near and dear to my heart. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is something that, I've really been championing for years. And the connection between that and customer experience is quite strong. So this 2-hour LinkedIn Live event, it is a training, it is not a webinar. So you're going to leave with robust tools and techniques where you can start to evaluate your current culture. You can start to establish new diversity inclusion objectives. You can educate your staff and really seek support. You'll learn ways to measure things and to measure the success of diversity and inclusion. So my friend, I invite you to invite your entire team, no matter what level of the organization they're in, to join us on our first ever free LinkedIn Live event. And you'll learn how to make these uncomfortable conversations comfortable. Hey, you know how much I value your time. And so I promise you that your team will be stronger after attending this session. This is a moment in time where we're gonna look ahead, we're gonna look back 5-10 years from now, and we're gonna be so proud that we've embraced this change, because it's imperative to have the change if we want to be an organization that's going to thrive and move forward. So hey, join us for the event. We can't wait to see you. And also bring your questions. If you have questions on the topic, if maybe you've tried something or you want to try it, you're not sure, bring these questions to our LinkedIn Live. But hey, take it as a team. Join us as a team, because we'd really love to see you all learning and thriving, no matter what size of business. But in particular, if you're a small, medium business, these are tools where you're going to be able to action right away. Crystal DeCuna, my friends, I can't wait to see you online, and thank you so much for joining us, because I know you will. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.